welcome back to Learn Python Programming with Miriam at CodeTrainer. Now that we've installed our Python and our IDE, we want to select PyCharm from your desktop and open up the application. This is where we'll be entering our programming code. Once the window is opened, you have three options. 1, to create a new project, 2, to open from an existing project, or 3, get from version control. As this is our first project, we want to select Create New Project. In the location, we want to change the name of the project from Untitled to Hello World. And then select Create. I'll begin to configure our components and our IDE and should take us into the main page and window. Doesn't usually take too long, just a couple more seconds and we should be in our environment. That's us in. Now on the top left hand side, you'll see a section saying Hello World with a folder icon beside it. This is the project that we have actually currently created. Right click below and select New File. In this section, we want to type in the words Hello World, as this is what our file will be called. And we want to make sure that if we're using this option to create a file, that we add on the .py extension to make sure that a Python file is being created. Once done, press Return or Enter. That'll take you into our code environment. As you can see, the file is being created on the left-hand side, and you've seen the Python logo, which means there's definitely a Python file that's being created. At the top also is the name of the file that you've just created. The first thing that we'll be doing is typing print and then brackets, and inside the brackets we want to add a set of quotation marks and say Hello World. And also, just before we run the program, we're going to press Enter again, and then we're going to type again print with brackets, and then this time we're going to add single quotation marks and type in the same wording as above. Now you'll notice two things here. The top one has a double quotation mark and the bottom one has a single quotation mark. The section within the brackets is classified as a string, so to contain what you want in the string to be outputted, you have to make sure that they're enclosed inside quotation marks. Now you have the option of using either the double quotation or the single, but if you choose the single, then you have to start and finish with the same, and if you use a double, you have to start and finish with the same. You can't start with a double quotation mark and then end with a single. That will just cause a compilation error, and it will cause errors in your program and it won't run. So if you go up to Run and select Run again, it'll ask you which file is it that you want to run. You want to select the name of the file which we've just created, which is Hello World, and below will show you your output as Hello World and Hello Word. You'll notice I've made a spelling mistake, so I'll just edit that here and then hit the Run again, which is easy enough to do, and it's updated it for us. Don't worry if you make mistakes in the beginning, as it's always good to learn from your mistakes. This is how any programmer gets to the stage that they're at today. We all learn from our mistakes. If you don't make mistakes, you won't learn properly, and as it'll come to a point where you will create a mistake and you won't know what to do because you've not learned from it in the past. So this is a good experience just to play about with this section and type a few different codes. So you can even type in here print welcome to CodeTrainer with Miriam. Now, if you notice here, when I've typed it, what's missing? Yes, you're correct. There's no quotation marks, and the colour of the coding is also coming different and it's becoming underlined. So what we need to do is go back inside and make sure the quotation marks are added to the beginning and the end of the string. Once that's done, the underlined in red has disappeared. You can go up and test the code by pressing 1, select the file, and you can see it's now appeared as Welcome to Code Trainer with Miriam. What else we're going to do as a wee bonus for our first video is learn how to add in input from a user. Now before we do that, we need to learn a little bit about variables. These are what are called when you want to get a piece of information that's inputted from a user and store it in a section to be used again later. So on this occasion, we're going to request the user to input their name. So we're going to name our variable name, and then we're going to say where to get that from, which is equal, and that's from input. So I will say this on your screen now, and then open brackets, what is your name? Make sure to leave a wee space after this so that the words don't join up together. And once we've done this, we're going to run, select the file again, and you'll see here it says, hello world, welcome to the Code Trainer with Miriam, what is your name? Now in this section you can type in your name and then press enter and our program will finish. There's a few things here that I'd like to discuss. The first thing is, the reason why the program has finished there is we've not added anything else after we've asked for the input. The second thing is we want to make a code a bit more tidier. So we want to take out one of the hello worlds from above. That will make our code a bit more legible and readable. Now if we run it, there's only one hello world at the top, and then it's followed by welcome to Code Trainer with Miriam and what's your name? And if you type in here, then the program will finish. With Python, the way that the programming works is it will run line by line. It won't just start from the first line and then jump to the third. So first thing it will read and do is print hello world. Second thing it will do is print welcome to the Code Trainer with Miriam, and then it'll ask you for input and store that input in the variable name. Whenever you're writing your code in Python, make sure that you have a read over and run it at the same time, just so you can see the output that's being created from your coding. Now what we want to do here is once the input has been taken from the user, we want to embed that into our code and use it to create and progress our coding further. So now we're going to write print brackets again, welcome. Make sure to remember the quotation marks, welcome, and then we're going to go after the quotation marks this time, put in a space and then the plus sign, and this time we're going to enter name because we want to bring in the variable that we stored the information that the users entered into here, and then add again. And we're going to type, how are you today? Now we've written 4 lines of our code. The first will say hello world, the second will say welcome to Code Trainer with Miriam, third will say what is your name, and the fourth will say welcome, then the name that's been entered by the user, followed by how are you today. To test this, go to run, press run again, selecting your file, Now, as you can see, it says, hello world, welcome to CodeTrainer with Miriam. What is your name? We're going to type in Benjo, press enter, and it says, welcome Benjo, how are you today? Now, if you notice carefully here, between welcome and Benjo and how, there is no space. This is the reason why this has happened, is when we're adding strings together using concatenation, which is the plus sign, we need to make sure that we take into account the spaces. So we have different ways that we can actually do this. So in the first string, we can add in a space after the welcome. After the variable name, we can also add plus and then just another quotation mark with a space in it this time. Remember to close off the quotation mark, and then let's try running that again. It's tidied up our code, and the output is a lot more clearer, where it says, welcome, Benjo, how are you today? It's now got the spaces before and after the name. Thank you for watching the first video, and congratulations on creating your first program having output and input from a user. Remember to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell to learn of new videos that have been uploaded onto my channel. Thank you for watching.